They don't tell you what they see in you. They feel it, and it terrifies them. You've felt it. That moment when her eyes linger, not with admiration, but with something else. Curiosity, suspicion, a flicker of unease. She's not just looking at you. She's trying to crack you open. Why? Because you're a Sigma male, and you're not playing by the script. You don't chase. You don't perform. You don't beg for her validation. And that makes you a puzzle she can't solve. This isn't about hating Sigma males. It's about what women know about you that they'll never say out loud. Secrets they sense in your silence, your detachment, your refusal to bend. These are the truths that make you magnetic to some and a threat to others. Today, we're ripping the veil off. 5 secrets women know about Sigma males that they'll never admit. Not to you, not to themselves. Buckle up. This isn't a feel-good pep talk. This is a psychological autopsy of why your presence disrupts her world and why that's your greatest weapon. Have you ever caught a woman staring, trying to figure you out? Drop in comment if you felt her confusion and walked away anyway. Welcome to Stoic Blueprint. Let's dive into first truth. Your silence isn't weakness. It's a weapon. She knows your silence isn't empty. It's loaded. And that scares her. Women are wired to read people. They thrive on verbal cues, emotional signals, social patterns. But you're a void. Not because you're cold, but because you don't need to fill the air with noise. Your silence is deliberate, a choice. It's emotional minimalism in a world addicted to oversharing. She knows this. She senses that every word you don't say is a calculation, a boundary, a power move. It's not that you're hiding something, it's that you're not giving her the map to your mind. This short-circuits her instincts. She can't manipulate what she can't predict, and that makes you dangerous. Evolutionary psychology shows women seek predictability in men to ensure stability. Sigma males break this. Your silence signals self-sufficiency, not insecurity. It's a rejection of the validation economy she's used to dominating. Let's take an example here. She throws a test, maybe a subtle jab, maybe a flirty challenge. You don't bite, you smirk, say nothing, and walk away. She's left replaying that moment, questioning her own power. 2025 X post going viral. A Sigma's silence isn't awkward, it's a flex. Hashtag no reply is a reply. Ever shut down drama with just a look? Drop silence is power if you've weaponized your quiet. Number 2, your mystery isn't a game. It's your nature. She knows she'll never fully know you, and that's why she can't look away. Women are detectives of intent. They decode body language, tone, subtext. But you're a cipher, not because you're trying to be cryptic, but because your inner world doesn't need her approval to thrive. Your mystery isn't an act. It's the byproduct of a man who lives for himself. She knows this. She sees the depth in your eyes, the half smile that betrays nothing. It pulls her in, but it also unnerves her. Why? Because mystery breeds obsession and paranoia. If she can't pin you down, she can't control the narrative, and control is her currency. Jungian psychology, the unknown triggers the shadow self. Your ambiguity forces her to confront her own insecurities, her need to be seen, to be chosen. You don't offer that validation, so she projects her fears onto you. Let's take an example here. She asked, "What are you thinking?" You say, "Not much," but your eyes say otherwise. She spends the night dissecting that moment while you've already moved on. TikTok viral soundbite. He's not distant, he's just not your puzzle to solve. Ever had someone obsess over what you didn't say? Drop in comment if your mystery keeps them up at night. Number 3. Your independence makes her feel invisible. She knows your world doesn't need her, and that's a truth she can't swallow. A Sigma male's life is a fortress, not because you're closed off, but because you built something that doesn't rely on anyone else. Your goals, your purpose, your peace, they're yours. She senses this. She sees you move through the world unbothered, untethered, and it hits a nerve. Why? Because her power lies in being needed. When you don't orbit her, you make her feel like a guest in your story, not the star. This isn't cruelty. It's just your reality. You're not here to make her feel indispensable. You're here to live. Attachment theory says women often lean on relational validation. Your independence signals you're not emotionally tethered, which feels like rejection to someone craving influence. Let's take an example here. She tries to pull you into her drama, gossip, arguments, chaos. You don't engage. You're not rude, just uninterested. She doubles down, then resents you when you stay unmoved. Ever been hated for focusing on your own path? Drop built different if you've made someone feel invisible by living your truth. And if this is hitting you hard like this video, and subscribe to channel for continuous motivational relation advice and mental health videos. Let's move on to the number 4th, which is your standards expose her limits. She knows you see through her, and that's a mirror she doesn't want to face. You don't settle, not for mediocrity, not for games, not for anything less than what aligns with your vision. Women feel this. They know you're not impressed by surface-level charm or social clout. You see people for what they are, not what they perform, and that's terrifying. Why? Because your standards force her to confront her own gaps. If you're unmoved by her tactics, she has to question their worth. You're not judging her. You're just not buying the act. And that feels like judgment to someone who thrives on external affirmation. According to human psychology, your clarity exposes inconsistencies in her self-image. She wants to be the prize, but your standards remind her she's not universal. For example, she flaunts her looks or status, expecting you to chase. You nod, unimpressed, and keep it moving. She's not used to that. Now she's overthinking her entire approach. Ever made someone rethink their game just by staying true to yours? Drop it in comment if your standards shake their world. Let's move on to truth number 5. Your freedom threatens her control. She knows you're untamed, and no one can love what they can't cage. You're not just independent, you're free. Free from society's scripts, free from emotional blackmail, free from the need to conform. Women sense this. They see a man who moves through life on his own terms, and it's both intoxicating and infuriating. Why? Because control is the ultimate currency in relationships. If she can't shape your choices, your emotions, your path, she feels powerless. Your freedom isn't just a trait, it's a rebellion against the systems she's been taught to master. According to human psychology, women are conditioned to influence through emotional leverage. Your sovereignty disrupts this, framing you as toxic when you're just untouchable. Let's take an example here. She tries to guilt you into prioritizing her over your goals. You don't budge. She calls you selfish, but deep down, she knows you're just free, and she can't handle it. 2025 Trending X post says, they don't hate Sigma males, they hate that you don't need their chains. Ever been called cold for refusing to be controlled? Drop hashtag unbound in comments if your freedom makes them flinch. Now these 5 secrets, your silence, your mystery, your independence, your standards, your freedom, are the truths women know about Sigma males but will never say. They don't hate you. They're rattled by what you represent, a man who doesn't need their script to thrive. Your presence is a mirror, reflecting their insecurities, their need for control, their fear of being irrelevant. And that's not your burden to carry. You're not here to make them comfortable. You're here to live unapologetically, to carve a path that's yours alone. Don't dim your edges to fit their expectations. Don't explain your silence, your mystery, your freedom. Let them wrestle with their confusion. Send this to a man who's been misunderstood for being exactly what the world needs more of. A Sigma who moves in shadows and shakes the game without trying. Seneca said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Last night I was scrolling Instagram and there was a quote which goes, "They'll never decode a man who writes his own code. Stay unreadable, stay unstoppable." Which secret hit hardest? Drop 1 to 5 below and tag a brother who needs to hear this. Thanks for watching. Share this with your bestie who need to know this. And subscribe to the channel so we can meet again with another video. Stay strong, stay happy,